hold on, where am I? They're not. Yes, my papaya tinted sunglasses are going to come back on because we are also going to talk about the McLaren restructure that they've gone through. So they announced when was it? A couple of days ago.
Yeah, the
Was it last
organizational
week?
changes. Yeah, last week sometime.
Yes. So why don't you take us through what on earth actually happened?
So this was interesting. So the executive technical director, James Key, basically head of creating the car, wasn't. Do you remember when McLaren launched their car and he wasn't there?
Yes, but I don't remember him
Yeah.
not being there type thing. It wasn't like I didn't have like a guest list. I wasn't really keeping tabs of it.
Well, I mean, usually they would have the car designer up there to talk about the car and things like that. So
I don't even know if they did last year.
I think they may have. But
Anyway,
with the word going around, it was very interesting that he wasn't there. So obviously, this looks like it's been planned for a long time now. He wasn't doing any media during testing, which usually the designers and technical directors do, but he was around the circuit. But yeah, McLaren announced that he essentially is being pushed out of his role, and his role is being split into three. So, as we talked about a couple of podcasts ago,
we did.
David Sanchez from Ferrari has left the team and was joining a UK team, which everyone said was McLaren. Prita Prodromou, who used to be at Red Bull, is joining the team, and so is Neil Holdy. So James Key's role has been split into three. So Peter Prodromou will move into the technical director of aerodynamics. David Sanchez will be the technical director of car concept and performance. And Neil Holdy has been promoted in the newly created role of technical director of engineering and design. So he's been with the team for a while, since 2006. So essentially, James Key is out, and they brought in these three people. And
A fresh approach, I guess.
Yeah, don't know how to say this guy's name. Giuseppe Pesce is promoted to director of aerodynamics and chief of staff, and he'll be reporting into Peter. So yeah, so McLaren obviously knew things were not going well, or things were not where they should have been. They obviously set themselves some targets, did not reach those targets,
Yeah.
and decided the best way to do this was to kind of have James leave the team and split his role into three significant departments, each with their own area of expertise, and led up by someone who's well versed in those areas to get that car on track, and back where, according to Jacob, where it should be at the top of the field. So, yeah, I think it's. I mean, I don't think there's anything bad about James Key. I don't think he's a bad aerodynamicist, if that's the word. And it just seems
Yeah, I think
like
it is. Yeah.
he's done well at other teams, and I'm sure he'll be back in the paddock with someone maybe like Williams, or I think he used to be at Alpha Tauri or Toro Rosso, what it was before. But I think splitting it up into three departments can either go really badly or really well, because when you've got three different departments, three different people saying we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to do this, that can cause confusion.
Yeah,
But if they're all
it's
aligned and if they all gel together really well, which I think they will, because they're all reporting to Andrea Stella,
yeah,
that should help massively,
yeah. So
and it should take off some pressure as it's now being dispersed over three departments as
exactly,
opposed to one
but
person.
I think it could go one of two ways for me.
Yeah.
Either there's going to be too many cooks in the kitchen, and
Yeah.
people are going to be, you know what company politics are like at corporations and stuff like that. We could get some
Mate,
sort
company
of
politics are there everywhere,
yeah,
and they're
but
going to be even more so in somewhere like a
Formula
racing team,
One
a sports
in
team. Yeah,
this in
yeah.
this traveling circus. But
Traveling
there
circus.
could be too many ringleaders in the ring, I guess, and that could
Yeah,
cause potential issues. But then again, it's good to have certain people, more specific to more specific parts of the car. Like if you
yeah,
had one engineer for both cars during an F1 race weekend, you've got no chance. But if then you have two or three or four and so on and so on and so on, and they all,
yeah.
one of them looks after the front right, one of them looks after the front left, it becomes a lot easier and potentially a lot easier to actually do. So I don't know how well it's going to go, but I mean, obviously as a McLaren fan, I don't know if I've mentioned, Hopefully, it's a step in the right direction.